My name Courtney Bell. I'm from the west side of Detroit, Michigan, and I'm a hip hop artist. Growing up in Detroit, man, it's a cultural melting pot. You feel me? You're gonna get everything in the city. You're gonna get fashion, you're gonna get great music, you're gonna get great food, but it's a reality driven space though. Like at the same time, you can go in the wrong hood at the wrong time and something can happen to you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's real, it's raw. Um, I've been fortunate enough to travel the world and go to see other hoods and go to different states. And what I pulled from Detroit, it shifted me how to be on my P's and Q's when I'm in other cities and other states. Just because how real it is and how quick life can change or something can happen being in the city. Um, it taught me fashion. It taught me how to dress. You feel me? It taught me self awareness. It taught me confidence. It taught me how to rap. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the greatest rappers come from my city. You know what I'm saying? So just picking up where my predecessors left off. Yeah, man, Detroit made me who I am. At the end of the day, I wouldn't be who I am if I was from another state. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how much I feel like the city is weaved in and out of my body and out of my DNA. Like I am the culture of Detroit. You know what I'm saying? I embody all of these different pieces and places of the city.
So do you write or you just freestyle?
I do a mixture of both. It depends on what vibe I'm in. Like if I actually want to be very introspective and pen something, then I'm alright. But like if I'm just in the studio and we catching a vibe, then I'm going off whatever the energy is. If my energy telling me to write, then I'm alright. If it's telling me to go with my flow, then I'm gonna go with my flow.
So, what was the moment or experience that made you realize spirituality wasn't separate from who you were?
I think I think what gave me that perspective was getting sober. I've been sober 2 years now. I got forced into sobriety, but it changed my life most definitely. I think me going sober showed me, not even just showed me, it allowed my brain to chemically balance itself back out, so I can get back to a state of purity, and that helped me see everything clear. So that moment that like shifted my perspective was me going sober, and I realized that I'm not separate from nothing. I am everything, and everything is me at the end of the day. You feel me? It's always something to learn from. I see a part of myself in everything and every person that I kick it with. And I do my best to do that. I ain't gonna say I do that all the time, you feel me? But yeah, I do my best to try to see the world from through God's eyes.
So when you step into the boat, s- trying to make music, what's your first or what's your thought going in, into the boat? Is a uh healing testimony or just expressing yourself? Just
I think it's just expressing myself because the testimonies of healing and all of that stuff gonna come through me expressing myself naturally. So I think like my process is more so I go off whatever the beat tell me. I go off what I feel intuitively. You feel me? Like that's what it's about for me. Sometime I may go in the studio and I may already have ideas that I want to do, and I got to listen to the production and the right production to finish that thought. But majority of the time, like I'm coming in the studio from scratch, so I never know what I'm gonna say until I hear the beat, and then the words just formulate in my head, and then I pen it out.
how do you stay grounded in yourself and you know being true to yourself? Stay maintaining your identity.
Um, Shit, I think it come from self love, learning what self love really is first and foremost. Because I can't be authentic if I don't know who I am, whose I am, or what I am. At the end of the day, you feel me? So, having a high value of self love with myself is what keep me grounded, and just learning that, like I said, can't nobody be me but me. So once I learn how to love myself and see who I really am, then I can move authentically within that space. You feel me? If I'm not aware of who I am, whose I am, or how powerful I really am, then I can't move authentically in that space. I'm gonna always be trying to be something. And every time we try, you feel me, that don't never come out the right way, opposed to just being. So I feel like self love is key. Through self love, everything else get unlocked. Um,
Like three things people don't know about you.
I'm goofy for real. I'm one of the funniest niggas out my group of guys for sure. I love martial arts. I love martial arts. I love flipping. What else? I
Like
mainly
flipping.
eat
What's flipping?
like gymnastics.
Oh, okay.
I'm down to earth. I'm chill, bro. Like I'm a nature boy at heart. I love nature. Like if I could win, I could give all of this shit up. I give all of this shit up and go live amongst the animals in the jungle. Like be away from civilization like a motherfucker. That's one of my end goals.
Growing up, which legend or artist do you look up to? Like growing up in Detroit.
Blade Icewood, hands down. Blade Icewood like was the first artist, and I'm not gonna say he was the first, but for our generation, he was the first rapper that showed us what reality rap was. Like when he was talking about flying down the mile in the range, we seen Blade Icewood in the range. We seen Blade Icewood with $20,000 chains on, 30,000, $50,000 watches on. Like so that turned us up because like I told you, like our culture is driven off real reality and real rap. So I say Blade is always gonna be in my top list, period, in the city. Then I have to give it to Street Lord Wine. I give it to Street Lord Wine after that. But Blade number one for sure. Like Blade, like he really opened the door for the T Grizzlies, the Babyface Rays, the Peasies, the Skillet Babies to do what they do from a street perspective. So like any artist that you ask from the city, I guarantee you they gonna say Blade Icewood first. And he could really rap. Like he could really rap for sure. Just from a street perspective.
Or about outside Detroit? Outside.
Outside of Detroit, I'm gonna put Pac first. Um, Pac number one for sure. Pac my favorite rapper of all time. Locally, it's gonna be Blade, but of all time, it's gonna be Tupac.
So you recently had a show with Wyclef. How was that experience? How was
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I think something happened to me during that Wyclef experience. I haven't been the same musically since then in a great way. It's like I don't know, like I've shifted octaves within myself, not octaves but frequencies within myself. I've been approaching my music and everything that we've been doing totally different since then. You feel me? But outside of that, it was a surreal moment. You feel me? Like we created a moment that we didn't know was gonna go viral, and then when it viral, you feel me, it went viral, just us freestyling and kicking it, and it felt like the 90s. It felt like raw hip-hop, and it was raw hip-hop that moment. And for people who don't honor the space of hip-hop, like I grew up freestyling and rapping, like that's what I was bred on. So when that moment showed itself, shit, I showed up. I didn't think nothing about it. I didn't think nothing of it. I just showed up. It was second nature. You feel me? I didn't know what I was gonna say. I didn't know he was gonna hand me the microphone. So when he handed me the microphone and everything just flowed like water, man, you gotta be ready. You gotta stay ready so you don't gotta get ready. But it was a surreal moment. And Wyclef is like a actual big brother now. Like when I hit him, he respond. Like we chop it up.
so your kind of music? Not everybody is in the lane you are right now. Just the way music is right now.
Mm.
You have the street, sound and then the spiritual awareness. So how do you balance those two together to make you who you
Um, I do my best not to try to balance it now. I just with me being authentic with myself, my music has to be authentic. So when I tried to balance between street and spiritual, it confuses my fan base or it confuses a new fan because you don't know how to read exactly who and what I am. You feel me? So I feel like just me being authentic now and being comfortable in my skin is not about balancing spirituality with street shit or street shit with consciousness. It's just about me being myself authentically and letting that bleed through the music now. Because when I tried to do both or tried to do one or the other, it leads to confusion every single time. Because if you spiritual, you looking like, okay, why is he on street shit? And if you street, it's like, damn, is he street or conscious? Like, what is it? When in all reality, both of those are pieces of me. They're not who I am totally. I'm not just spiritual. I'm not just street either. This is the background that I come from. This is what I really grew up and where I came from. I just so happen to stumble across consciousness and start to remember who I am in this lifetime. So for me, it's just about existing in the middle. And the only way I can exist in the middle is by being authentic.
So what do you want, not just Detroit, but your fans everywhere in the world? What do you want them to take away from your music? By the time you're done.
I want them to, as always, first and foremost, take God away from that. Like I weave the essence of the creator in everything that I create. So like I desire for a shift of consciousness to happen for the collective. For those who do come across my music, I speak healing over my music. So I want them to take healing. I want them to take mindfulness from my music, awareness from my music, and it shifts that within them. You feel me? Because I'm not here to change nobody, but I do desire for the music to do that because it's the biggest religion now. You know what I'm saying? Like these young guys is killing our music. You feel me? Kids are losing their lives to this thing called music at the end of the day. So like I want them to take the most high from my music, higher elevations, higher frequencies from my music. That shifts the thought. What artists do I look up to? Um, I don't look up to no artist for real. I got artists that I got a high reverence for and a high respect for. I got love for Jid. I got love for Damani. I got love for Simba. I got love for La Russell. I got real love for Simba. Um, I got a high love and a high regard for Kendrick, without a doubt. Um, who else do I ride around listening to? I'm gonna just say them for real. And then outside of my city though, Skilla Baby number one for me. You feel me? I just did an interview earlier. And I always want to give bro his flowers. He a stand up nigga, like super stand up nigga. Outside of rap, Vezo, Peasy, Babyface, Payroll, One Up T is super hard for my city. I fuck with One Up T heavy. 22 the boat. That's my little bro. I pull from all of them. Shit, man, we got a project on the way, man. A project coming, man. Straight like that. It gets greater later. You feel me? That's the title of the project. I'm excited. There's no features on here. It's all me. I'm still in the space of breaking myself as an artist. So as we build the cult supporters and followers up for this body of work, I dedicated this to anybody that's been a fan or a supporter of what I do with music. So it gets greater later. It's on the way. Feel me?
If anybody going through, a dark time right now, what do you want them to take away from your music? And what song do you want them to listen to?
Damn, that is a good question. What's a good song? I got one in my mind, but like, what's a good song that y'all think? It would be between Issues and probably like God Body 3. I probably say God Body 3 or Issues, cause God Body 3. Well, God Body 3, I was in rare form. Like I have a freestyle series called God Body. You feel me? Cause prior to my Hebrew Israelite school of thought, that knowledge that I gained, I was deep into the five percenters. So I started a freestyle series called God Body, and that's what I got known for, doing those freestyles. So God Body 3, I had shifted spiritually and went to another level with my pen. So I would say God Body 3. I'm picking Issues just because of the raw reality of the record. I feel like it's a classic hip hop record. It feels good. The lyricism is there. The hook is fire. The production is dope. I feel like anybody who gets introduced to that, they're gonna want to hear more. Like it's a good sample of the rest of my music.
All right, that's it. That's a wrap. That's good.
No doubt.